In our hyper-connected world, we've become increasingly preoccupied with the opinions of others. Our thoughts, actions, and decisions are often filtered through the lens of anticipated judgment. This constant concern with external validation not only drains our mental energy but also distances us from our authentic selves. The ancient Stoics recognized this dilemma thousands of years ago and offered timeless wisdom on freeing ourselves from the prison of others' opinions. As Epictetus wisely observed, make it your goal to care only about those things within your control. This Stoic principle reminds us that while we cannot control others' perceptions, we maintain complete authority over our own values, decisions, and responses. This script explores how to liberate yourself from the burden of external validation and reclaim your personal autonomy through practical Stoic wisdom. Number 1. Understanding the root of our concern. Our preoccupation with others' opinions stems from our evolutionary past. As social creatures, humans survived by maintaining group acceptance. Rejection meant vulnerability and potential death. Today, this ancient programming manifests as anxiety about social status, appearance, and conformity. The first step toward freedom is recognizing this mechanism. Our concern with others' judgments is largely unconscious and automatic, a primitive response that no longer serves us in the modern world. By bringing awareness to this pattern, we begin to dismantle its power. Number 2. The Dichotomy of Control. Central to Stoic philosophy is the dichotomy of control, the distinction between what we can and cannot influence. We have power over our judgments, actions, and responses. We lack control over others' opinions, external events, and outcomes. When we obsess over others' perceptions, we invest emotional energy in something fundamentally outside our control. This misallocation of attention creates suffering. By refocusing on what falls within our sphere of influence, our choices, values, and character, we reclaim our power and peace of mind. Number 3. Recognizing the transience of opinions. Opinions are inherently unstable. They shift with moods, new information, and social contexts. Consider how quickly public figures move from adoration to condemnation and back again. The person who criticizes you today may praise you tomorrow based on factors entirely unrelated to your worth. Marcus Aurelius noted, "The universe is change, our life is what our thoughts make it." This applies equally to others' thoughts about us. They are in constant flux, making them unreliable foundations for our self-worth. 4. The observer effect, how others see a fraction of you. Those who judge us have access to only a tiny slice of who we are. They see moments, snapshots, and fragments, never the full context of our thoughts, intentions, and life experiences. Their judgments are based on incomplete data, yet we often treat these partial assessments as comprehensive evaluations. Remember that others judge you through the lens of their own fears, biases, and insecurities. Their opinions reveal more about them than about you. As Seneca advised, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Number 5. Cultivating an internal value system. Freedom from external validation requires developing a robust internal compass. Ask yourself, what matters to me? What constitutes a good life? What values do I wish to embody? Allow these answers to guide your actions rather than the anticipated reactions of others. When your choices align with your personal values, external approval becomes increasingly irrelevant. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, be satisfied with even the smallest progress, and treat the outcome of it all as unimportant. 6. Practicing negative visualization. The Stoics developed a powerful technique called negative visualization, premeditatio malorum, to reduce anxiety. Applied to social concerns, this involves deliberately imagining scenarios where you face criticism, rejection, or disapproval, then asking yourself, would this truly harm me? Would I still be able to maintain my virtue and peace of mind? Through this practice, you gradually desensitize yourself to social disapproval and recognize that your well-being remains intact regardless of others' judgments. 7. The audience problem, whose opinion matters. Not all opinions deserve equal weight. Consider carefully whose judgments actually matter to you. The Stoics would argue that only the assessments of the wise and virtuous should concern us, and such individuals rarely engage in harsh criticism of others. Create an inner council of people whose perspectives you genuinely value. Let their thoughtful feedback inform your growth while disregarding the casual judgments of strangers or acquaintances who know little of your journey. 8. Understanding others' preoccupation. Most people are too concerned with their own image to pay much attention to yours. We vastly overestimate how much others think about us, a phenomenon psychologists call the spotlight effect. In reality, everyone is the protagonist of their own story, with limited mental bandwidth for analyzing others. This recognition can be tremendously liberating. While you agonize over a perceived social misstep, others have likely forgotten it entirely, immersed in their own concerns and insecurities. 9. The social media amplification. Modern technology has intensified our status anxiety by creating constant opportunities for comparison and judgment. Social media platforms deliberately exploit our concern with others' opinions to maximize engagement. Applying Stoic principles to digital life involves mindful consumption of these platforms, regular digital detox periods, and remembering that curated online personas rarely reflect reality. As Epictetus might have said, if it does not serve your virtue, consider whether it deserves your attention. Number 10. Taking action despite discomfort. Freedom from external validation isn't achieved through theory alone, it requires practice. Begin by taking small actions without seeking approval. Express an unpopular but principled opinion. Wear something slightly outside your comfort zone. Make a decision based solely on your values rather than anticipated reactions. With each action, observe your discomfort without judgment. Note how the anticipated negative consequences rarely materialize, and when they do, how manageable they actually are. This progressive exposure builds confidence in your ability to withstand disapproval. The path to true freedom. The journey toward freedom from others' opinions is neither quick nor linear. There will be moments of regression, particularly during stress or vulnerability. Yet with consistent practice of Stoic principles, you gradually loosen the grip of external validation. What emerges is a profound sense of liberation, the ability to act in accordance with your highest values regardless of social pressure or anticipated judgment. You begin to experience what Zeno of Citium called a smooth flow of life, where decisions emerge naturally from your internal compass rather than external expectations. As Seneca wisely observed, he who is his own master cannot be a slave to another. In freeing yourself from the tyranny of others' opinions, you reclaim ownership of your life. This is perhaps the ultimate expression of Stoic wisdom, not the absence of concern for others, but the presence of something more powerful, a life guided by principle rather than approval. The choice now lies before you: continue living at the mercy of others' judgments, or begin the challenging but rewarding path toward true personal autonomy. As Marcus Aurelius would remind us, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way.